on campus right now.
Not a cloud in the sky.
I love how it's just always nice and sunny here.
Alright, we need this like so bad.
You guys absolutely love the last challenge. We are doing one against Wolfgang Poker this time. Whoever wins the most money wins the challenge. This is our opponent tonight, Wolfgang Poker. You guys all see his videos. All right, big challenge contestant. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go. I'm gonna win. He's gonna lose. I mean, that's
I don't think
standard.
so.
1-3. It's out of his bankroll.
Got him! On our interest list on for the 1-3, we've got a couple of YouTube vloggers here that work from the YouTube vlogging table.
Welcome to today's episode. This is not a normal 1-3 game. I bought in for $800, so we're playing very deep stack. We've seen an early position limp, a hijack limp to $3, and I've got the beautiful ace king of diamonds. I raised it up to $20. Early position folds, and just the hijack player makes the call. Going off to a flop, which comes 3-3-9 rainbow. I bet $20 again on this paired board, and the hijack makes the call. The turn is a 7 of spades. He checks. I think my ace high could be good here. I don't have much. I check it back. The river is the ace of hearts, and now the hijack leads out for $50. I think I can still get value from him. Maybe he has a worse ace, like ace jack, ace 10. So I make a raise to $150, and he quickly makes the fold. We're taking down our first pot of 1-3.
It's poker time, let's go. About to go meet up with Wolf and Frankie at TCH. They're running 1-3. I think I'm gonna stick to my roots at the 1-2 table tonight. Before I hit TCH, I just wanna say thank you so much for the support lately. This year's been insane for us in terms of growth. We love the support, we love making videos for you guys. So if this video gets over 2,000 likes, we'll be choosing one person to personally send a next gen purple hoodie, never seen before in stores, limited edition, only have a couple. You're not going to want to miss out. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's get into it. We start off our night here at TCH winning a few small bomb pots until we look down at ace jack offsuit on the big blind. Hijack opens at the $15. The small blind calls. I consider 3-betting, but just decide to make the call off to flop 3 ways. Comes 5 jack 4, 2 diamonds and a heart. I check and flow and the small blind checks to me, and the hijack continues for $15. Small blind returns his cards to the dealer. I just make the call. I want to keep his bluffs in there that are drawn real slim. Also, he might have a hand like ace king or ace queen, and when that ace hits, we're gonna get some value, so I make the call. Turn brings along the king of spades, a pretty bad card all in all. I check to him and he continues for $45. This is a good player. He knows his card's better for him, and I think he can be doing this with complete air still. So I'm not going anywhere still. I make the call for $45 more. The river brings the 8 of hearts. Every draw misses except for 6-7. I check to him. He bets $120. Super polarizing bet. And when faced with a tough decision like this, I like to rely on blockers. We block ace king. We block aces. And we block pocket jacks to 3 hands that he would be going for value here. We don't have a diamond in our hand, so we unblock those flush draws that missed. I make the call and we are good. He announces he has ace high and shows ace 10 with the ace of diamonds. We snag this bluff out of thin air and scoop in a massive pot our way. Feeling like I'm at the club when we pick up 2 beautiful ladies under the gun. We open it to $10, 600 in our stack. The hijack, cutoff, small blind, and big blind want to come along to get punished. We're off to a flop 5 ways. I'm alright with it when it comes 6 jack 3 rainbow. The big blind now leads out for $25. He was short stacked at the table, only has about 33 behind. I consider raising here, and I think I would normally if this board was two-toned, but because there's no draws out there really, I decided to make the call and kind of force a jack to come along as well. I call the $25, however, everyone else folds and we're off to turn heads up. It brings the 5 of clubs and he grabs his whole stack, $33 remaining, begins to slide him forward, and my chip beats him in there. I snap call. We're off to a river, it's the 2 of clubs, and he shows me jack 9 of hearts. We scoop in this pot and take it down with the ladies, not letting me down tonight.
Here we are in the big blind with $900 in our stack, looking down at 8-9 of spades. Under the gun bets $20, low jack, hijack call. I make the call as well. Going to the flop 4 ways, which comes 2 jack 2, 2 spades. I check, under the gun continues for $50. The low jack makes the call, hijack folds, and I make the call with my flush draw and my backdoor straight draw. The turn is the queen of spades. We get there, we have the flush. I check and flow to the under the gun player, who this time decides to check. And now I'm hoping the low jack player has a jack or a 2 and is going to try to bet this one, but nope, he checks it. The river is an absolute dud, the 4 of diamonds. Now, I don't want trips to be checking back. I don't want a queen or a jack to check back, so I lead out here for $125, trying to get value from those hands, and they both make the fold. I was hoping Under the Gun had some aces and could make a crying call, but that is not the case. We take down a pretty big pot though.
Not too much longer, we pick up ace-6 of hearts on the button with 700 in our stack. Plus 1 limps. She was a short stack, had about $80 total. When it folds to me, I open it to $15, trying to isolate her. Plan goes accordingly when only she makes a call, 65 behind, and flop comes ace deuce deuce with 2 diamonds and a spade. Pretty solid flop for ace 6, I would say. However, she stacks out 2 green chips and tosses them in there. Not sure what to think about this. What could she have here? Maybe a deuce, maybe a flush draw. I know I'm just not going to fold this though, so I put her all in for her remaining $15 more behind, and she makes a call. Turn is a 6 of diamonds. The flush draw completes, so we might be losing, but now we have 2 pair and beat any better ace. River's a 7 of spades. I show my hand. She gives a disgusted grunt as she flips over ace jack offsuit. We are running hot tonight. We're playing deep. Let's keep running it up. Just wait.
With ace king and $1,000 in my stack at this 1-3 game, I bet $15 in the hijack. Our man, our new friend Alex, Wolfgang Poker, 3 bets to $50. These vloggers, man, they love to raise it up. We see a bun cold call the $50. This guy is a relatively loose player, but now what am I going to do? There's a cold caller in between a raise to $50. I've got a very strong hand, so I decide to put in a 4 bet. I make it $200 to go. Wolfgang gives me a good stare down. He lets his cards go, but the button, he makes the call after just calling the $50 pre-flop. So he's probably not going to have aces and kings. We're going to slightly have the range advantage, although I do think that he's got a very strong range now. Going off to a flop, which comes 4, 4, 5 rainbow. This is a board. Paired boards are usually better for the pre-flop aggressor. I'm gonna have the nut advantage here. I put in a small downsize to $100 on this flop. I don't think I need to bet too big. And here, he makes the call. All alarm signs should be going up. And now we're going off to a turn card. Definitely gonna need some help. The turn is the queen of spades. Barely misses me. I think that the queen is going to hit my range. I could be doing this with ace queen, which would be the very bottom of my range, and then aces, kings, queens as well. So I decide to use that very strong range of mine. I'm only going to show up here with 1 bluff, which is ace king, and the rest of the time I'm going to have value. So I decide to rip it all in. He makes a call for $350 more. He shows pocket jacks. We need a king or an ace on this river. What a view from Alex. We do not get there. I don't hate my bluff because I'm not going to be bluffing here almost ever. Ace king is the only hand I'll have as a bluff. Ace queen plus everything else will be for value. I later figured out that this guy was a dealer, and you never should try to bluff a dealer. You know what? You're going to bluff. You're going to get caught sometimes. I wish the board would have been a better one to bluff at. A double paired board is hard to fold a pocket pair. That's too much analysis. Off to the next hand. Let's try to win it back.
The action at my table begins to slow down, so I move over to another table where immediately as I'm unracking my chips, phone is not even out yet to record. We pick up ace king offsuit, the first hand dealt in, 700 in our stack. We're in the cutoff. Hijack leads out for $15, and I immediately 3-bet to $50. Welcome to the table, Jack. The small blind cold calls this bet, and the hijack comes along as well. 3 ways to a board. Comes jack king 4 with 2 spades and a diamond. Couldn't ask for anything more. Checks to me, and I bet $75. Small blind calls, which I'm loving, and the hijack folds. The turn is the ace of clubs. Small blind now leads out for $200. He only has about $100 behind. If he's got a flush draw with an ace, I'm not going to let him see a free river card and not put in any more money. I rip it all in, and he makes the call. The river's the 8 of diamonds, everything bricks. He tells me 2 pair is good. Not sure what that means, but he drilled it right on the head. I show him the bad news, and we take this pot down, stacking a player right away. Welcome to the table. Can't believe I made this play looking back, but we got queen 10 of spades. Stack is at $1,100. We're in the small blind. Under the gun opens to 11, middle position, cutoff, and button call. I have a hand that flops pretty well, but I don't want to play this pot multi-way out of position. I think a 3-bet squeeze here could be useful, so I go for it and 3-bet here to $65. Later, looking back on pokercoaching.com and studying this, I learned my 3-bets here should be much larger. Typically, you want to do 3 times the last bet plus some money in the pot, which would total up to around $80, so I 3-bet here quite small. Under the gun is the only one that makes a call, and we're off to a flop out of position. He's got 135 left in his stack. Flop comes 7-4-5 with 2 diamonds and a spade. We got a backdoor flush draw, queen high. Nothing else going for us here. However, I'm not giving up on this hand. This board doesn't connect with either one of us. Hoping to take this down, and I bet $75. Under the gun goes into the tank. Literally almost folds his hand, picks it up, and is about to return it to the dealer when I watch him shrug his shoulders and put his whole stack in the middle, $135. Now, some people might say that this is a complete tell and that he's faking this, just trying to get me to call light. However, I don't think this guy was going to do such a thing. It's $60 more for me to call, and the pot is $373. That means we're getting 6-to-1 pot odds and only have to be right about 14% of the time. As long as one of my cards is live and I have that backdoor flush draw, we're getting about 16% equity there. So I make the call here for $60 more. Wolfgang comes over and watches this, doesn't know what I have, thinks I am probably ahead considering the way I played it. However, I'm definitely crushed. Turn is the queen of diamonds though. We drill top pair, and the river's a queen of hearts. Wow, we are running hot today. I tell him how lucky I got, flip it over. He would later tell me that he had ace king offsuit. Poker is all about making plus EV plays, and although we messed up several times in the hand, I think this was the right call. I'm happy with my play, and we were able to luck box our way into scooping this pot.
We need a 1.5k swing right in this hand. Bomb pot though.
We had to rebuy. I have $700 in my stack in the small blind. There's a raise from the button to $16, and this is a good spot to 3-bet. I guess I'm trying to find my spot back on the table. I just make the call here in the small blind, and we're going heads up to a flop, which comes 4-6 king rainbow. I check. This is a very good flop for me, so thank God we didn't 3-bet. He makes it $25 to go, and I make the call. The turn is so pretty. It's the king of hearts completing the rainbow. We've got 3 of a kind. I check, and he continues betting for $55. I think this is going to be a position where it's hard to get value on the river if he does just have, 8s, 7s, 10s, but he could call a raise thinking I'm bluffing here after just getting stacked and showing a bluff with ace king. So also for another reason, if he has king with a bad kicker, he might find a check on the river. So I want to take the betting lead with a raise to $200, trying to get all the value, planning to jam the river when he calls, but he does not call. He makes the fold this time. We take down a pot. Chips are coming back my way.
We are playing super deep 1-2 right now. We've got about 4 people at our table with over $1,000 in their stack. This game's getting juicy. When we look down at queen 10 of clubs in middle position, hopefully I don't butcher this hand. We've got 1,400 in our stack, and under the gun opens to 17. I make the call. Hijack makes a call, cutoff, and the small blind call. Under the gun was short stacked. We see a flop of 5-10 ace with 2 clubs. Beautiful flop. We pick a middle pair in the flush draw. Small blind leads out here for $25. Unexpected. However, the under the gun players have none of that. He raises to $100. This is a really tricky spot. I'm not exactly sure what the best play is here, but I don't want to fold. I think re-raising on top of the under the gun player might be a little bit of an overplay. I'm almost certainly beat currently, so I make the call for $100, try to assess a turn. The small blind had about $300 in his stack to start this hand, so I'll call a jam if he decides to rip it all in. Folds around to him, and he does just make the call. Off to a turn, 3 ways now in a massive bloated pot. It's the 5 of diamonds, pairs the bottom card. Horrible card for me, and before letting the under the gun player act, the small blind rips it all in for $178. I'm grossed out by this play. Under the gun calls in a second for less. I go into the tank, but end up just folding this hand. Definitely not getting the right price here. They run the river twice, and it runs out the 6 of diamonds and the 4 of hearts. We missed on both of them, and under the gun shows ace king offsuit. The small blind ended up having ace queen of diamonds. He had top pair, second kicker, also with the nut flush draw, and they chopped this one up. Our table is degenerate, stacks are deep, and so we decide to move over to $15 PLO flips every dealer change. Here's one of them where I hit a straight on the turn. We end up holding, it's the second nuts, and someone else chops it with us. I lose the rest of them though. The flips aren't going my way, but hopefully this hand does when we pick up ace 7 of hearts. In the +1 position, I've got 1,300 in my stack. I opened it to $10. Middle position and cutoff both make the call. Off to a board, it comes 5-7-4 with 2 hearts and a diamond. Top pair with the nut flush draw. I'm feeling like a king here. I bet $15. Middle position folds. Cutoff raises here to $40. This was who I considered the tightest player at the table, so I actually gave this a lot of respect. I'm definitely not going anywhere though, and I consider raising, but I don't think there's much of a need to, and we've got showdown value. I make the call for 25 more. The turn is a pretty one, the queen of hearts. Thank you, ladies. We drill the nut flush. I check to induce, and the cutoff bet's $55. No need to slow play here. I think he's got a strong hand. And I check raise to $150. He quickly makes a call, and the river brings a deuce of spades. I consider going for the overbet jam here, putting him to the test, but I don't want him to hero fold something like a set or a straight. And so I bet $300 here, and he quickly makes a call. Shout out to my boy Chach for the other camera angle. We flip over the nuts and scoop in a massive pot, biggest pot of the night for us. We're loving it. We're running hot, but it's past midnight. I got school in the morning. Gotta be a studious kid and rack up my chips. Poker will always be there for you the next day.
Jello, you are having an amazing session. I want to highlight this hand, pocket sevens. I make a call of $30 pre-flop, and the board comes no 7. That's all that matters. Just kept on missing today. Was not my day. We're going to be in the negative for this episode. Great job to Wolfgang and to Jello for carrying this video profit-wise. Let's figure out how much they cashed for and how much I lost right now.
How's it going? We just wrapped up our session here. I was playing 1-2 while they were at the 1-3 tables. Had a hot run here. In for 3, out for a large number. I'm not sure about that
nice. And that wraps up the challenge. Thank you guys for watching. Alex, start us off. How did you do? Who won?
I am up $1,600, so let's see if you can beat that.
Okay, I am down $1,000.
Pretty close.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Make sure to leave a like for that sweat. Very close competitive video. Hope you guys enjoyed.
Peace.